I don't know about you, but our energy bill skyrocketed this last month. Well, when you're on a budget, it's not fun to pay double for your energy usage. So let's talk about 10 ways that we can save some money on our energy bills. Maybe being more frugal, maybe doing a little bit more work around the house and saying, you know what, sometimes convenience costs us too much. Let's go back to a little just elbow grease. Let's go back to some common sense approaches to save some money when it comes to our energy. It starts right now. I'm gonna be honest, I'm absolutely freezing outside. We had a storm come through last night and I am cold. So I can't wait to go back inside and actually get in the heat. But I'm not gonna use energy. I'm gonna do my fireplace. So let's jump in the video. If you're new to the Max, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up. It helps us stay in the algorithm, but hopefully some common sense approaches to prepping, homesteading, and deciding how to live a better self-sustainable life and maybe save some money while we're doing it. So number one, I just kind of mentioned it. If it's cold or hot outside, the last thing you want to do is just run your AC or your heat unit all the time. For instance, if you maintain your home around 70, you're probably paying a good bit on your utility bill. Maybe in the summer you keep it around 74 to 76. You know, that's not inconvenience. It might be a little bit warmer, but you need to learn to mitigate the use of the AC unit. Same way with the heat. I am absolutely freezing, I'm not gonna lie. But we've learned to, at night, we turn it down and actually get a little cooler through the night because we do have blankets on us. And then also we have a fireplace. If you don't have any other kind of heat, then I would tell you to bundle up, Buttercup. You need to learn to save a little bit more money on the heat. Your heat will cost you an astronomical amount. Right now, it seems like energy bills, and they blame it on supply crisis and all this stuff that's happened in the last 2 years. We're gonna see heavier charges on our usage anyway. But we've got to get to the point where we try to find ways to frugally save. And the AC and heat unit, as accommodating as it is, tends to be what runs the most and costs the most. Now, some ways to save. Close off doors of rooms that you're not using. Close off vents of rooms that you're not using. So there's ways you can still use your AC unit or your heat unit, but learn to maybe not be in every room. Maybe run it in just a few rooms. Maybe close off those vents, those doors. It could help you when it comes to your AC and heating unit. So number one, be a little hot, be a little cold, cut down on that AC unit usage. Number two is our dishwasher. We've gotten so accustomed to dishwashing. A dishwasher actually burns a good bit of energy, and we need to understand that you don't always have to use the dishwasher. There may be some ways, we talk about this in prepping. You can use paper plates for, of course, easier cleanup. Also using compost and then not throwing it in the trash. You can recycle it even in the fireplace. So using paper plates may be a good savings here. Also, get your hands in some soapy water, teach your children how to do some chores, and wash the dishes yourself. We believe in chores for our children because it teaches them a stewardship, good stewardship, and also not wasting, not getting 15 dishes a day. So if we have glass cups or they're stainless steel cups, they may wash them 2 or 3 times a day. We may do the same thing with our breakfast, lunch, and supper. If we're not using paper plates, which again, we try to be frugal, so if we're using our plates, we want to teach them to wash. We may not want to use our dishwasher so much because that's a way to save. Run some soapy water in the sink, close it up, and start hand washing dishes again. It can save money. It actually does, and teaches good stewardship and maybe a non-waste policy. Number three, we can kind of see kind of behind the four-wheeler. You see that little line right there? That's a clothesline, folks. If you don't know what a clothesline is, you need to invest in one. We believe in hanging our clothes on the clothesline, something that's nostalgic. I used to do it with my grandmother, hanging sheets. Now again, today it's gonna be rainy, windy, and that's probably not the day that you wanna hang your clothes out when it gets rainy, windy, and stormy, because then you're probably picking up your white shirt in the mud just a few steps over. So I would challenge you to watch your weather for sure. You don't want to hang anything on the line when it's stormy, nasty, and too windy. However, it's a good way to save money by not running your dryer so much. We don't realize, again, the usage of the dryer. We get so used to just throwing something in the dryer to get the wrinkles out. Throwing a whole load in the dryer just because we want this shirt or this jacket or this article of clothing. We learned to hang it on the clothesline. It would actually save, and it does make us, again, not waste so much, because that's a lot of extra work just to go out there and hang stuff on the line, wait for it to dry, and then turn around and put it on. And a good way to be a great steward of time. It's one of those things that you have to learn patience, and that's not a bad thing, especially for us and our children in the mentality that we're in this microwave generation where we think we have everything instantaneous. We have to hang it on the line and wait for it to dry. It's good policy. Number 4 is dress for the occasion. And this is what I mean. If we're inside and it's really cold, I want to make sure that we have, wool socks on, that we have winter pants on, that we sit in clothes that matter for this time of season. I'm not gonna allow my children just to sit in shorts and a tank top and then them say they're cold. So we learn to dress for the occasion. We put socks on, we put slippers on, we put our jogging pants on, our long pants on. Same way for, of course, any kind of shirt or clothing that you're wearing. I'm not saying you want to be dressed in your winter gear and your snow gear inside, or in the same time, in the summer, I'm not saying be dressed in your swim trunks in the house, but I'm saying dress for the occasion. If it's hot outside, then we want to make sure that we're not wearing long sleeve clothes indoors and wool socks. We may be dressing in shorts and t-shirts and nice sleepwear. So it's a little bit just of common sense to dress for the occasion, putting layers on, taking layers off to accommodate for the season that we're in. That'll help us to be more comfortable inside. Now another way is just grab a blanket. In the winter, my girls keep little couch blankets. My wife puts couch blankets on the couch, and if we're watching a movie at night or playing cards or whatever they're doing, they'll throw just a lap blanket on, and again, it just helps them stay warm and enjoy just the nostalgia of the fire that's going right next to us. So dress for the occasion. Pretty simple, but you'd be surprised how many people just say, let's just turn the AC on or turn the heat on, because that makes more sense. It doesn't. Save some energy. Next would be ceiling fans. Use your ceiling fans. People put them in homes for, I think, decor now, or they'll use the can lights and won't ever put a ceiling fan in their homes. Well, we have a ceiling fan in every bedroom and also in our main living room. The purpose is we want to use them for what they're for. On most of our ceiling fans, they have a setting. You can go for cool and for warm. So there's different ways that you can set these fans. So, invest in ceiling fans. If you have them, actually use them. They're not just for decorations. If we turn on the fan, we don't realize how much it will help with moving air around and moving heat around and not having to use our heat or air so much. It helps keep a natural breeze or a natural heat going throughout the rooms. Very important. 6, people don't think this, but change your air filters out regularly. If we're not changing our air filters out regularly and having routine maintenance checks on our AC and heating units, it's gonna run energy up, because what we're doing is maybe it's not having enough freon. Maybe it's not getting a good airflow because you've not changed your filters in 8 years instead of 30 days. So make sure you're doing smart policy of maintenance. Make sure you have a guy that maybe comes out once a quarter just to check your unit, make sure it's doing like it's supposed to, making sure it's running like it's supposed to, make sure it's not pulling too much energy. But really the easiest thing is just to change your filters. That is a big sign of issues when all of a sudden it can't get airflow. It's making the AC or heat unit pull harder because it cannot get the airflow. It's running your compressor harder, which is pulling more energy to actually push the air and heat out. Changing filters, routine maintenance is so simple, but so key. Number 7, this one might blow your mind, but it's okay to take cold showers and cold baths. Not only is it a benefit for you, and I'm not saying do this all the time, but you can use your hot water heater and run a hot bath every once in a while, no problems. Their study shows that cold baths and cold showers are very good for us. I tend to like a cold shower or cold bath in the morning. Now, during the cold season, this is a struggle for me, because usually when I'm getting done with chores like this four-wheeler over here or getting done with milking, the last thing I want to do is go in there and freeze myself to pieces in a cold shower. But it actually is exhilarating. It's good for our bodies. It puts our bodies in shock. It helps our bodies repair if you're working out or muscle building activities. It's actually really good for us. So look into it. Not only is it good for your health, but it can save you on your hot water heater and the usage of your hot water heater. Now, if you're using your hot water heater, maybe turn the settings down to not be as hot. Maybe help your children not run bath water up to here. It's not a swimming pool. It is a bath. Maybe taking a cold bath here and there. If you think about it, if you just said, let's do, I work out 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, and I take 3 or 4 cold showers, or we take 3 or 4 cold baths, that could really save. You don't think how much that would add up over time. Look into it. I know you think it's crazy. It's really good for you, and it can save some energy. Man, this next one I'm a stickler for. You can ask my wife or my children. I do not like excess lights on in the house. I love lamps. I think it's a pretty setting, and it's more enjoyable. It's more homey. I don't like the big can lights on or the big fan lights on. I don't like a lot of light just all over the house where I feel like I gotta wear sunglasses all the time. So if our kids come out of their rooms, we wanna make sure their lights are off. We're not leaving excess lights on. We're not leaving closet lights on. We're not leaving bathroom lights on just for the heck of it. Also, make sure that you have some lamps or some smaller lights that you can turn around and turn on instead of running the can lights. We don't realize, back in the old days in our old houses, we had one light in each room or one light right in the main living space. Now with the can lights, we may have 10 lights in there lighting up the whole place. It's enjoyable, of course, when you are needing them, but sometimes you don't need all those lights going. Flip them all off, have a lamp on, enjoy some time with the family, enjoy the setting. I'm not saying sit in the dark by any means. I'm just saying be smart when it comes to turning your lights on and off. I'm a stickler for this. You know, if our kids run out of the back and there's 3 room lights on, I'm gonna send them right back down the hall, turn them back off, so that way we can save on some energy. Now number 9 goes along with that. What kind of lights are you buying? You need to invest in maybe some LED lights and maybe some lights that are pulling less wattage. And so for instance, they may cost you more on the front end, especially like LED, but they tend to last longer and they're pulling less wattage when you're actually running them. So go through your house. Over time, I'm not saying turn around and invest, you know, hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars to change every light in your house out right now. But as they start going out, change them to an LED bulb or a less wattage bulb to run your home. It's just a smart policy. So as our lights go out, we've changed them to LEDs. Our whole house is LED now. It does tend to save some money. So make sure we're doing smart policies. It's kind of like the air filter. Sometimes maintenance is key. When we don't maintain, it causes more issues. It costs us more money on breakdowns, or it pulls more energy because we're just not making common sense choices. Last point I want to make, we have a lot of fridges and freezers. Stock them up. You know, we are preppers, so we keep everything stocked up pretty heavy. But the more that we have into the fridge or freezer, the less it has to work to stay cool, because it helps cool itself with all the things in there. So keep your refrigerator stocked up. If you're running a fridge and you don't have much in it, it's gonna pull more energy and work harder. Same way with the freezer. So stock your fridges and freezers. Not only is this a good prepping tip, this is a good tip to save energy. It works less. And again, it's one of those situations where you have a lot of food available at any time. Another good policy is we don't just go in and out, in and out, in and out of the refrigerators. When you have kids, you understand that happens a lot. So the more we can keep our fridges closed, the more we can keep them full, the better, and it helps us save some energy and save some money. Here I am trying to convince you to be inconvenienced. We take cold showers, we may hang our clothes on the line, learn patience, teach our kids some good stewardship when it comes to washing dishes, and maybe having a blanket and a fireplace and having to cut our firewood instead of just running our AC and heat all the time. A common sense approach to saving money when it comes to our utilities and energy. Our bills seem like they're not going down, so let's try to be frugal and do all we can to save money. Hopefully these tips help. Our goal is not only to teach you prepping, homesteading, but maybe some common sense approaches to saving some money. Let us know what you think. What else are you doing in the comments below? Because our comments do help us grow as a community. So if there's some other tips that you have that, you know, can save money on your energy, drop them below, let us know. Give us a thumbs up again. Remember, we have a monster giveaway of thousands of dollars worth of prizes coming when we hit 200,000. All it takes is you subscribing to the channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless you and your family. Have a wonderful day. Happy homesteading, y'all.